Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ideas in personal development, and that is Keystone habits. It's this incredible concept that one small strategic change can set off a massive positive ripple effect across your entire life. So, you might be asking, how in the world does that work? Let's get into it.
So, let's start with a feeling I think we all know way too well. It's that annual frustration, right? You set a dozen goals, eat better, exercise more, read more, wake up earlier, only to watch them all just fizzle out within a few weeks. It's such a common experience. But what if the problem isn't you? What if it's just your strategy?
You see, most of us fall into what you could call the habit-building trap. We think that to make these huge changes, we need this monumental, heroic amount of willpower to just overhaul everything at once. But honestly, that approach almost always leads to burnout and, well, failure.
And this kind of reveals a really powerful truth. The solution isn't about gritting your teeth harder or just trying to have more discipline. It's about working smarter. It's about finding that one strategic lever that makes every other change feel easier, almost automatic. And that lever, it actually has a name.
This brings us right to the heart of today's explainer, the Keystone habit. It's an idea that was really popularized by the author Charles Duhigg in his fantastic book, The Power of Habit. And trust me, it completely reframes how we should think about making changes in our lives.
To really wrap your head around this, let's use a really powerful visual. I want you to picture an ancient stone archway. You know, it's a total marvel of engineering, and it's able to support this immense weight over an open space. Now, in any of those stone arches, the single most important piece is the one right at the very top. It's called the keystone. Now, it isn't the biggest stone, not at all, but it's the one that locks all the other stones into place. It distributes all the weight and gives the entire structure its strength. You pull out that one stone, and the whole thing comes tumbling down.
And that is exactly what a keystone habit does for your life. It's that one core behavior that, once you lock it into place, sparks this incredible chain reaction. It sets off a domino effect where other good habits just start to form naturally, sometimes without you even consciously trying.
As Charles Duhigg himself puts it, these habits kickstart a process that doesn't just add one good thing to your life, it fundamentally transforms the entire system. It's really all about finding the one change that ends up changing everything else. Okay, so that's the theory. But to really see the true power of this idea, let's look at how it works in the real world. I mean, the domino effect it can create is just incredible, and there's one story that illustrates it perfectly.
So, meet Mike. He decided to focus on just one thing, exercising 3 times a week. That was it. But just watch the chain reaction here. First, exercise became his new way to handle stress, so he started smoking less. Then, because he was physically tired, he started sleeping better. Better sleep gave him more energy at work, which, boom, led to a promotion. Then, to fuel his workouts, he started cooking healthier meals, which also meant he was saving a bunch of money. See? Mike didn't try to overhaul his whole life. He just changed one thing, and the other dominoes just fell on their own.
And listen, Mike's story isn't just some nice anecdote. Researchers and writers like James Clear have seen this same pattern over and over again. When people start exercising, they just naturally start to want to eat better. Their sleep improves. Their focus gets sharper. For a lot of people, fitness is a classic keystone habit that just naturally pushes them toward becoming their best self.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how in the world do I find my keystone habit? Well, you're in luck, because Charles Duhigg gives us 3 specific clues to look for.
First off, look for a habit that gives you a pattern of small wins. These little victories, they have enormous power because each one gives your brain a little hit of dopamine. You know, that neurochemical that makes you feel pleasure and reward. This creates a positive feedback loop that builds momentum, it reinforces the new behavior, and it makes you believe that, yeah, bigger things are actually within your reach. It's basically about rewiring your brain for confidence, one small win at a time.
Second, a keystone habit acts as a platform for other good habits to grow. Think of it like fertile soil. I mean, what happens when you start a morning workout? It's not just a workout, right? It can naturally lead to other habits like stretching, or preparing a healthy breakfast, or even planning your day while your mind is nice and clear. That first habit literally creates the structure for the others to grow on.
And the third clue? Well, it's the most profound. A true keystone habit changes how you see yourself. It literally reshapes your identity.
And psychologically, this is the end game of forming habits. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries to exercise, and you start seeing yourself as an athlete or a healthy person. When your habits become a part of who you are, you're not fighting for change anymore, you're just acting in line with who you are. This shift in how you see yourself is what makes the changes actually last.
So, to make this all even more practical, let's look at some common habits that often act as keystones for people. Think of this as kind of like a menu of powerful starting points to consider for yourself.
All right, here are some fantastic starting points. You'll see things on here like daily exercise and quality sleep, which some people call the health trinity. But it could also be something as simple as making your bed every morning to set a tone of discipline for the day, or tracking your finances to bring a whole new level of awareness to your spending. The key is just to find the one that really resonates with you.
So the real takeaway here is to just stop trying to do everything at once. The goal isn't to build 20 new habits, it's to find your one thing, that single habit that's going to act as the keystone for the life you really want to build.
And that leaves us with the most important question of all, the one I really want you to take away from this explainer. Forget about everything else for just a moment and ask yourself this. What is the one habit that, if you truly committed to it, would start a process that over time transforms everything? Find that, and you've found your key.